concluded. The question is the House to now adjourn. I call the member for Dunkley.
Thank you, Speaker. More than 1/4 of all arts and recreation employees have lost their jobs since March, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. And many more people have watched their incomes evaporate, their job opportunities disappear, gigs cancelled, productions halted, shows stopped, galleries like the McClelland Sculpture Gallery in my electorate closed. And because so many people and so many institutions in the arts sector aren't eligible for JobKeeper, many people have been forced onto the Centrelink queues to ask support from friends and family or to apply for the small number of grants, state and federal, that are available. It's perhaps too easy to talk about numbers and not realise that beneath those numbers people are locals. So I want to be the voice today for 2 locals from Dunkley in the arts sector who represent really strongly the people in my community and across Australia who make such a contribution to our lives. I got off the phone about 15 minutes ago to Rohan, who lives in Frankston, and he produces the Australian Arts Review. He sent me an email in April. This is what he said. As you know, we're living in unprecedented times with the pandemic, and as a constituent of Dunkley, I'm writing to you seeking your support for an emergency package for arts workers like myself. I was buoyed reading Minister, he was a little bit hopeful in that, let's say Shadow Minister Burke's opinion piece on the need for support to the arts sector. Over the past week, I've seen a sector that I have worked in for more than 20 years decimated due to shutdowns, cancellations and postponements to help slow the spread of the virus. Many friends and colleagues have been severely impacted. They can no longer work. My business, the Australian Arts Review, supports the arts sector nationally, writing and reviewing shows, and we rely on advertising. But individual shows in major events such as the Melbourne International Comedy Festival provide significant advertising revenue for us, and in the past week all that ceased because the Comedy Festival didn't go ahead, and we don't know when venues will reopen or events will start happening again. And while the federal government has been developing stimulus packages for many sectors across the country, to date they've been very quiet on the arts. I'm asking you, Rohan wrote to me, for your support in encouraging your parliamentary colleagues of all persuasions to support a stimulus package for the arts. Some may question why the arts sector needs support over other sectors. The arts sector is, of course, one of the biggest employers of people and brings significant economic benefits. If this goes, where will we be as a community? The arts make a contribution that is so much more than the $111 billion economic figure. Although that is reason enough to support the arts, we also should support the arts because it's about Australian faces and Australian voices and Australian stories. It's about being able to visit places and people, to hear about concepts, to have experiences, to see times that we would never be able to reach without the arts. The arts, television, books, theatre, concerts, paintings, sculptures, they provoke, they uplift, they challenge, they soothe us, they entertain us, they enrich us. Recently, local Langwarrin author and literary agent Danielle was really good enough to give me a lot of her time and have a conversation about the value of the arts locally and across Australia. And as Danielle says, what the arts are going to do, they're going to provide us with the mechanism for how we will understand this time. It's a way for many people that we will record this global pandemic. It's a way we will remember the lessons that we've learned from it. The arts sector, the songs, the movies, the books, the paintings, the poems, the plays, the sculptures that have been made in and will be made about this extraordinary period of isolation, about the financial and emotional stress, about this time of distance from loved ones and discoveries of new ways of living, of deep despair and unexpected joy. That's how we'll understand what we're going through. So to Rohan, to Danielle, to the McClelland Sculpture Gallery, musicians, painters, writers, pub owners, venue operators, the Goodfellow Theatre Company in Frankston, to everyone in Dunkley that loves and is a part of the arts, I'm here today to ask my colleagues of all persuasions to support a stimulus package for the arts.